Good evening and welcome to the organizational meeting, January 4th, 2017. Happy New Year to everyone that is viewing this meeting in the audience and those that might be watching it here in the future. I'd ask that everyone please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Hall.
Here.
Fountain.
Here.
Metzler.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Quinn.
Here.
Okay, tonight we'll start with communications and announcements, and this evening I will start as we put the framework for this organizational meeting of all of our resolutions, appointments as we're ready for a busy and active 2017. As provided by New York State Town Law, I make the following appointments and assignments this January 4th, 2017. For one term, Deputy Town Supervisor Linda Cole. The following town board committees are established and the chair people are as follows. Community Services, Linda Cole. Law and Finance, Andy Moore. Public Safety, Rob Quinn. Public Works, Paula Metzler. The following town board liaisons to other boards and organizations are effective 1/1/17 through 12/31/17. Ambulance, that's the Penfield Volunteer and Northeast Quadrant ALS, NEQALS. Rob Quinn. Board of Assessment Review, myself. Community TV, Andy Moore. Conservation Board, Paula Metzler. Energy and Environmental Advisory Committee, myself. Fire Districts, Rob Quinn and myself. Friends of Dayton's Corners Schoolhouse, Linda Cole. Health and Wellness Committee, myself. Historic Preservation Board, Paula Metzler. Our homeowners associations that are registered with the town, Allens Creek Homeowners Association, East Penfield Homeowners Association. All town board members will represent those organizations. Justice Courts, Paula Metzler. The Library Board, Linda Cole. Local History Room Advisory Board, Linda Cole. Monroe County Sheriff, New York State Police, Rob Quinn and myself. Penfield Business Chamber, myself. Penfield Little League, Andy Moore. Penfield Symphony Orchestra, Linda Cole. Planning Board will be myself. School districts, Linda and I have that responsibility. Senior Citizens, myself. Transportation Committee, Andy Moore. Veterans Organizations, Rob Quinn. And Zoning Board of Appeals, Paula Metzler. I'll at this time recognize our town clerk to give us an update on appointments and assignments for town clerk and the tax office.
As provided for in New York State Town Law, I will make the following appointments and assignments at the special town board organizational meeting today. One-year term for Deputy Town Clerk Lisa S. Grosser, Registered Municipal Clerk, and Office Clerk 3, Susan M. Scheid. For our tax office, appointments, a one-year term for Office Clerk 3, Lisa Gaspar.
Okay. We'll now start with our regular communications and announcements, and I'll start with our town clerk, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I would like to remind our residents, by now you should have received your 2017 combined town and county tax bill. It was mailed on December 31st. If you have not yet received your bill, please contact the tax office immediately at 340-8626, and we will send out a duplicate copy. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Moore.
Oh, Mr. Quinn.
Mr. Quinn. I'm reading the order and not
okay.
going by the order. Mr. Quinn. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Just a reminder to our residents before the next round of snow arrives, winter snow plowing rules are in effect until April 1st. This means no parking is allowed on Penfield roads and highways between 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock a.m., so our DPW crews can safely and effectively maintain the roadways. Thank you for your assistance as our crews make the roads safe for everyone traveling to work, school, or other activities. Thank you.
Thank you. do better this time. Councilwoman Metzler.
I have two announcements this evening. The first is a message from the town engineer in our Department of Public Works. Warmer weather during the winter months brings the melting of snow piles. It's important that runoff water gets into the storm sewer catch basins and does not begin to pond in a driveway or the street. If the catch basin near your home is covered by a buildup of leaves or debris, flooding can occur. The town asked residents and business owners to help clean and open up the catch basins to keep our streets clear and safe. We thank our residents for their assistance this winter. And for more information, seasonal tips, and upcoming town services by our Department of Public Works, you can go to the town website at penfield.org. Also, the town of Penfield is now accepting non-artificial Christmas trees at our Public Works facility located at 1607 Jackson Road. This is for recycling purposes. Trees can be dropped off at any time just to the right of the DPW facility gate around the sign labeled Christmas trees. All trees will be ground up and made part of the free mulch pile available at the Town Hall complex from early spring until we run out of material for the year. Thank you in advance for choosing to recycle your tree and keep it out of the landfill and supply the mulch pile. For more DPW services and information, again, you can go to penfield.org. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Just one note, all the town offices will be closed on Monday, January 16th, in observance of Martin Luther King Day. Mr. Moore.
Thank you. Just a quick reminder or message from Town Recreation Department. Penfield Recreation's 2017 Winter and Spring Program registration has begun. Please note that it's now time to register for summer's swimming, soccer, and camp programs. Please visit penfieldrec.org for more information on how to register for all the programs in the 2017 Winter and Spring brochure. Thank you.
Councilwoman Cole.
I just have the one announcement that I will continue doing my community chats I've been doing for several years. I have them on Tuesdays, the third week of the month. So the next one will be Tuesday, January 17th from 5:30 to 7 in the new book area at the library, if you'd like to stop by and talk about anything.
Thank you. And Mr. Horowitz.
I have no public service announcements other than to wish everybody a happy and healthy and safe new year.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Horowitz. We'll move on to public participation. There are two opportunities at this time, and again at the end of the meeting. You can do that one of three ways. If you're here in the audience, you can address the board at the podium on any subject. You may call in at 340-8771, or you can log in at penfield.org, and we can get the message right up here on our printer. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on any matter? Okay, seeing none. We'll move on to our minutes. We have two sets of minutes, and we'll first take the November 16th, 2016 minutes, and I would ask for a motion for approval of those minutes.
I move that the minutes of November 16th be approved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the November 16th minutes?
No.
Okay, seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you. Now we have the December 7th, 2016 minutes, and would entertain a motion of approval for those minutes.
I move that the December 7th minutes be approved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion by the board? Again, seeing none, I'd ask for a roll call vote on those minutes, December 7th.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you. Has the town board, town clerk, town attorney received any petitions since our last meeting? All right. We'll move on to resolution by function, and I'll ask our clerk to start with law and finance, please.
Okay. 001, adoption of town board rules of procedures for 2017. I'm going to continue on through law and finance. 002, adoption of wage and salary schedule and appointment of officials and employees for 2017. 003, bonding of town officials and employees. 004, authorization for the town comptroller to attend the annual meeting of the New York State Government Finance Officers Association. 005, banking arrangements for the town of Penfield for 2017. 006, appointments to the Zoning Board of Appeals. 007, appointment of chair, Zoning Board of Appeals. 008, appointment to the Planning Board. 009, appointment of chair to the planning board. 010, town membership in various organizations in 2017. 11, setting rate for reimbursement of mileage. 12, authorization for contract with counsel to town attorney. 13, continuation of petty cash funds. 14, setting 2017 salary for chairs and members of the Planning, Zoning, Conservation, and Historic Preservation Boards. 15, monthly reports to the town board. 16, setting holidays for non-union employees for 2017. Number 17, setting holidays for union employees for 2017. 18, appointment of second deputy receiver of taxes. 19, authorization to sign contract with court stenographer. 20, designation of official newspaper for 2017. 21, appointments to ethics board. 22, naming of a labor relations consultant to the town of Penfield. 23, employee handbook revisions. 24, authorization for supervisor to execute change orders. 25, authorization for supervisor to execute small contracts. And 26, authorization for workers' compensation coverage with New York State Municipal Workers' Compensation Alliance.
I'd like to move these resolutions.
Second.
Mr. Supervisor, real quickly, I'd like to thank the town clerk for reading this. As we do every year at the organizational meeting, we basically have standard policy and procedure type referrals or resolutions that come before us. Town clerk read most of those. Just to kind of point out, again, to reiterate what she did, many of them are done every single year at this time. They become annual resolutions, adoption of a salary and wage, bonding for town employees and officials, the different banks that the town does its financial and budgetary and banking work with, appointments to many of the boards on an annual basis, such as zoning board, planning board, the transportation board, although I think that's later in the resolution, the different official newspapers that the town puts its resolutions and puts its materials in for the town to see, monthly reports, setting holidays and so forth. So nothing that we haven't seen in past years that we do annually at the first meeting of the month. Thank you.
Thank you. Board, any discussions on any of the first 26 resolutions under law and finance?
I'd just like to mention that we have a change in the zoning board that for many years, Carol Mulcahy was on the zoning board, and she decided not to re-up, and we have appointed Marie Cinti as a new member of the zoning board, and that's a change, and it's one for the good. We're very excited about Marie taking on this role.
Okay, great. Thank you, Linda. Other discussion? Seeing none, I would ask for a one vote for the first 26 resolutions, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Before our town clerk goes on, I would be remiss if I did not just go back and ask the board, the town attorney and the town clerk, are there any additions or deletions to tonight's agenda that should be noted? Okay, seeing none, then we'll continue on with our resolutions, and we'll start with Public Works.
Okay, number 27, naming of landscape consultant to the town of Penfield. 28, naming of a planning consultant to the town of Penfield. Number 29, setting sewer entrance fees for 2017. Number 30, appointments to Energy and Environmental Advisory Committee. 31, appointments to the Watershed Management Committee. 32, appointments to the Conservation Board. Number 33, appointment of chair to the Conservation Board. 34, appointment to Historic Preservation Board. 35, appointment of chair to Historic Preservation Board, and 36, naming of an architectural consultant to the town of Penfield.
Mr. Supervisor, I will move the Public Works grouping of resolutions number 27 through 36.
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion on any of those resolutions?
I just want to take a couple minutes to mention and recognize our residents who are being named in the appointments under the Public Works-related committees. These are residents that take a lot of time out of their busy schedules to serve on these committees, which certainly help us do our job and our staff do our job better by the advising that they give us and decision-makings that some of these committees do for us. I'd just like to recognize, as far as the Energy and Environmental Advisory Committee, members Sinette Cavalieri, Robert Knauer Jr., and Matthew Piston, who will be sitting on the Environmental Advisory Committee as a member of the Conservation Board. Also, the Watershed Management Committee, residents Edward Freeman, Michael Guyan, Mike Simon, and Al Bracolo. We thank them for their service again. Appointments to the Conservation Board include Jim Olmsted, Jeffrey Bartacci, Roseanne Cohen, Burton Gorton, Patricia Schickler, Noel Schlageter, Mark Wood, Matthew Piston, and we certainly thank them as well for their valuable contributions as residents on the Conservation Board. The chair for the Conservation Board, again, will be Jim Olmsted. He does a great job chairing our Conservation Board and all the matters that come before that board. Appointment to the Historic Preservation Board, Don Crum Jr. will continue on. And also the chair for the Historic Preservation Board will once again be Joan Belgiorno, and we thank them all for their very hard work on the historic preservation-related matters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote of resolutions 027 through 036.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Public Safety. 37, appointments to the Transportation Committee. 38, authorization of temporary assignment of judges. 39, court enforcement officer appointment. And 40, appointment of town veterinarian.
I move resolutions 37 through 40.
I will second.
Just one comment, similar to Councilwoman Metzler's recognition of residents who serve on our committees. Chaired by Councilman Andrew Moore is the Transportation Committee, and I do want to recognize the 3 residents who serve on that: Lori Enos, Dan McCusker, and Mary Sweeney. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, I'd ask for one vote for resolutions 37 through 40.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Lastly, Community Services, number 41, Penfield Community Television Fee Schedule. 42, authorization for supervisor to sign a contract for Dayton's Corners School Coordinator. 43, appointments to the Library Board. 44, appointments to the Local History Room Advisory Committee. And 45, authorization for supervisor to sign Penfield Community Television contract.
So moved. I move resolutions 041 through 045.
Thank you.
I second.
Okay, I just wanted to mention a couple of the appointments, and one being that Barb Quinn, who's been our coordinator for Dayton's Corners School for several years, is continuing on in the resolution for January through December of this year. She does a great job. And on the library board, we're renewing appointments for Melissa Bowie and Mary McVicker-Kime, who's also the chair of the library board. And appointments to the Local History Group Advisory Committee, which I've been liaison to for many years. Jan Bremen, Don Nelson Nasca, Diane Dayton Riley, Marjorie Salmon, Jay Thompson, and Carolyn Wise will all continue in that. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Discussion? Seeing no further discussion, then I would ask for one vote for resolutions 041 through 045.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler. Aye. Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Is there any old business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none. Is there any new business to come before the board this evening? Again, seeing none. This is our second opportunity for public participation. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on any matter, please feel free to do so. Seeing none and seeing no further business to come before the board, the January 4th, 2017 organizational meeting of the town board stands adjourned at 7:22 p.m. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for those that are in attendance tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in 2017. Thank you, PCTV.